It's super dark and gloomy here this morning, so it seems like a very good time to talk about constitutional legitimacy, because that is terrifying. So when I started law school, like any other student, I had to take constitutional law. Probably unlike most students, I was hyped. Like, let's change the world. Or, like, the United States. But the law is, not really like that in real life. There's a lot of red tape, there's, a lot of precedent, there's a lot of stare decisis, which is precedent. And when you hope they go by precedent, they usually don't. That's, the one time that they go, nope, judicial review. It's all just super frustrating, right? So in my first year of constitutional class, I learned the cases that most law students do. Roe v. Wade, Brown v. Board, Atlanta Motel. There's a whole list of them, and we're gonna unpack most of them on this channel. And for every case that's taught outside of law school that has the happy ending, the Brown v. Boards of the world, for every one of those, there are 10 wildly offensive cases that are behind it, or in front of it. So when I finished my first year of law school, I went to one of my mentors. We're gonna call him K because I totally didn't ask him if I could mention him in this video, but he is a bro. So I went to K and I was like, hey, K, my guy, I am gonna drop out because how can we change the world when the court is so awful and they are literally in charge of everything and we've made them in charge of everything forever, so I'm out. Anyway, K was like, okay, listen, the court does suck, and you're valid to feel that way, but hear me out. Take my constitution class. And I was like, no, you literally heard nothing I just said. But did I sign up for the class 2 weeks later? Yes. Did it change my relationship with the Constitution? No. But Kay spent the semester comparing the founding and other large events in American history to right now, and using the Constitution to interpret them all. It was kind of a doozy. But my mentor has a mentor named Bruce Ackerman, and I love him. So Kay and Ackerman taught me what I hope to teach you, and that's that we don't need to love the Constitution, but we do need to understand it, because generations in the past that have understood the Constitution have used it to make monumental change. So Ackerman has this theory that American democracy is kind of twofold, two parts to it. He calls it a dualist democracy. Well, he says a typical day where only the government's really involved in what's going on in the world is called normal politics. The times that spark the average American's interest, he calls that constitutional politics. And he says that constitutional politics are the times in which we change the world. Now, he says that there are 4 times in American history that we've engaged in constitutional politics. We're gonna have to unpack all 4 of those separately, but here are the founding, which gave us the Constitution, Reconstruction, which gave us the amendments against slavery, the New Deal, which was a response to economic crisis in the United States and gave us a bunch of new jobs, and then lastly the Civil Rights Revolution, which gave us civil rights. Why does this matter? Because we might be on the brink of a 5th if we just know how to respond, and that part's hard. So let's do it together, and let's be number 5.